Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct my favorite movies and your recommendations. I'd really like to make longer videos, because for myself, I like to watch YouTube videos that are 45 minutes and longer. But I struggle with how much more to share and what else I should be pointing out. I don't want to insult the intelligence of the audience, because I think that most of us who are awake already know a lot about the symbolism used by the elites and secret societies. I could try to read more biblical counterfeit in the themes, but I don't think that would be helpful. And I don't want to try to fit things that simply aren't there. But there are two sides to the discerning clerk, and I've already suggested more discernment. I could put the clerk shirt on and talk more about movie making, cinematography, casting, and soundtracks. But lots of channels talk about movies, and I like to bring something new and say things that you maybe haven't heard yet. I don't really know how my content will look going forward, but I hope it will be engaging. Thank you all for being here, for giving your feedback, and for your openness to hear some of my offbeat takes. As you know, today we're deconstructing the future police thriller Minority Report.
Okay, Jed, what's coming?
Double homicide, one male, one female. Killer's male, white, 40s.
Set up a perimeter and tell him we're en route. I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks. Give the man his hand.
The future can be seen.
All we have to run on are the images that they produce.
We see what they see.
There hasn't been a murder in 6 years. There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect. I agree.
Murder can be stopped.
Tell me exactly what it is you're looking for.
Flaws. Did we get any false positives?
We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
But they will.
The fact that you prevent it from happening doesn't change the fact that it was going to happen.
The system can't be wrong.
You say something, Chief?
No.
You're in a lot of trouble, John. I have a warrant in my pocket that says murder.
Don't run.
You don't have to chase me.
From 20th Century Fox
He set me up. He set me up.
and DreamWorks Pictures.
Who's the victim? I've never heard of him, but I'm supposed to kill him in less than 36 hours.
He's coming here to get her. Tom Cruise
I need your help. If you contain information, I need to know how to get at it.
in a Steven Spielberg film.
I have to know. I have to find out what happened in my life. You tell me, who was it set this up?
I don't know.
How about now?
On June 21st, everybody runs.
I love you.
Minority Report.
I heard recently, conspiratorially, that they are buying up old books, feeding them to AI, and then destroying the books. Whether or not that's true, it reminded me, once again, the importance of owning your own physical media. DVDs, CDs, VHS and cassette tapes, and yes, books, especially the Bible. Above all else, if you don't have a physical Bible, please get one. Now, when it comes to Minority Report, we may want to think of it as not such a far-off future. Considering it's a Steven Spielberg film starring devout Scientologist Tom Cruise, I think it's safe to assume that these two are in the know as far as the agendas of the evil elites go. So let's see what they show us in Minority Report. The movie begins with strange footage, blurry like it's underwater. A couple caught in an affair by the betrayed husband and a crime of passion. This is a vision of one of the precognitives who work for the DCPD pre-crime unit. It's 2054, and pre-crime chief John Anderton personally investigates the pre-murder cases. Names of would-be victims and potential perpetrators are etched onto colored wooden balls. This seems very analog given the highly digital investigation process.
Send a DCPD blue and white. Set up a perimeter and tell him we're en route.
John tracks down the maybe murderer, and the police don't travel by car or cruiser, but rather some high-speed aircraft that ironically looks like a snail. As the jilted husband does indeed catch his wife with another man in the house, we get some mirror symbolism. Perhaps an otherwise mild-mannered man is about to show a more passionate side.
I forgot my glasses.
They take the almost killer into custody, charging him with a crime he hasn't actually committed. There will be no further investigation. He will not face a judge or jury of his peers. He will simply go to lockup. They call it containment, while remaining in a digitally induced coma.
Don't put that halo on me!
Some propaganda advertising tells us the pre-crime unit has been operating only in Washington, D.C. for the past 6 years, and federal politicians want to make it a nationwide program in every city across America.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Apparently, John Anderton relies on some illicit substance, which could be anything in this dystopian future. Ambien, Benadryl, Lexapro. John's self-driving car brings him to his fully automated smart home. All technology we currently live with in 2026.
I'm home.
While at home, it's clear John doesn't have his personal life together as he seemingly does at work. He watches some interactive holographic home movies of his young son, Sean, and his wife, Laura. Back at the precinct, the National Pre-Crime Campaign is at risk when a federal justice agent comes to D.C. to determine if it's a good move.
But let's not kid ourselves. We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
But they will.
The federal agent is Danny Whitwer, and John has been told by his boss, Lamar Burgess, to watch him and answer his questions. The officers in pre-crime, including John, defend their actions by defending the precogs, the 3 individuals who see into the future.
Precogs don't see what you intend to do, only what you will do.
Then why can't they see rapes, or assaults, or suicides?
Because of the nature of murder.
Danny demands with a warrant to go into the room where the precogs are kept, a space John calls the temple.
We call the female Agatha. The twins are Arthur and Dashiell.
Twins are, of course, a reference to the Twin Towers, which are themselves images of the twin pillars in a Freemason temple, the brothers Boaz and Jachin.
In a way, they give us hope. Hope of the existence of the divine.
Greek philosophers love the idea of divinity, which is defined as being of, from, or like a god, something sacred and untouchable. But the Bible only refers to divine as something associated with witchcraft, magicians, and deceivers. The Most High is never called divine, and he doesn't refer to himself that way. He is called holy, set apart, Kodesh.
Power's always been with the priests, even if they had to invent the oracle.
Danny tells John he was once in a Catholic seminary, and then tries to give him some priestly counsel regarding the death of his son. John doesn't really accept this crossover from his professional life into his personal life. So when Danny leaves the temple, John is alone with the precogs, and suddenly Agatha wakes up and grabs him.
Talk to me.
To you? What'd you say?
Can you see?
John was shown a vision of a drowning, but no wooden ball appears, so this isn't a future prediction. John visits containment to figure out if the perpetrator is already in their custody. There he meets a sentry named Gideon, who plays old hymns for the convicts. Gideon is not a name we often hear, but it is the name of a judge and prophet of Israel in the book of Judges. This is where we learn that Gideon was also named Jerubbaal, as he was one who contended with Baal worship among the unfaithful nation, and he led them back to faithful worship of the Most High. This Gideon brings John to a place where these so-called murderers are kept in a comatose state, and the specific killer from the drowning vision.
The killer's a John Doe, never identified.
Gideon says he was never identified because he swapped out his eyes to evade detection. They also don't have a record of Agatha's prevision of this event. John also learns the intended victim is missing from the database.
Careful, Chief. You dig up the past, all you get is dirty.
John brings his concerns about this and other missing previsions from containment to his boss, director Lamar Burgess.
My father once said to me, "You don't choose the things you believe in, they choose you."
John believes in pre-crime because of the loss of his son, but he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't get the help he needs as a grieving father. He just throws himself into his work and copes by using illicit drugs. The team get a brown ball from the precogs, which tell them this is a premeditated murder and not a crime of passion.
The victim's name is Leo Crow. This is case number 1109.
1109. That's a 9/11 reference for those of us paying attention. John goes to work to investigate the intended victim using digital means. Mostly this makes me think that the precogs captured their visions from cameras all over the city. The fact that everywhere people go, their eyes are scanned to track them, meaning every eye can potentially be turned into a camera.
You're not gonna kill me.
Goodbye, Crow. In a shocking turn of events, John sees himself as the murderer in this premeditated prevision.
You're in a lot of trouble, John.
John tries to leave the precinct before getting locked up for a crime he has not committed, and Danny only confronts him about the drug use. Yet John believes that Danny set him up in order to shut down the pre-crime national campaign.
How could Whitwer have access to case files?
You fake cerebral output.
During his escape, police take control of John's self-driving car to bring him back to the precinct. This is, once again, technology we already see in new vehicles, as they have the ability to stop engines, track locations, and contact police. We then see the extent of retinal scanning, tracking, and targeted advertising that is regular daily life for the citizens. Even the digital newspapers update with the manhunt for John, and that is more in line with our current connected through technology culture. John gets off the train at 33rd Street, where he's met with officers who reported to him only hours prior. 33 is a blatant reference to more Freemasonry, and also alludes to the third of the angels who fell with Lucifer.
Hey, Fletch.
Hey, John.
That was a rough landing.
Yeah.
After an action-packed in-air takedown, John escapes the officers, only to run into Danny in pursuit. The weapons they use are interesting, as none of them seem to have deadly force. John evades being taken into custody again and leaves the city in a stolen car. He arrives at the country home of Dr. Iris Hinneman, the co-founder of the Precognitive Pre-Crime Unit.
You're trespassing. I don't have visitors.
Iris is aptly named for her green thumb and hybridized plant life. But she also explains that she used to work in genetic testing and worked with the 3 people now called the precogs, who were children of drug addicts that Iris was trying to help.
All of these kids were born with severe brain damage. Most died before the age of 12.
Iris then gives us a definition of the title. A minority report occurs when one of the precogs' vision disagrees with the other 2, a report that is swiftly discarded.
Obviously, for pre-crime to function, there can't be any suggestion of fallibility.
Since John is predetermined to commit murder, he hangs on to the chance that there is an alternate future for him, and the minority report exists in the mind of the precog who saw the alternative.
How do I even know which one has it?
It's always in the more gifted of the 3.
Which one is it?
The female.
In order for John to return to the highly secured precinct, he must undergo a total eye replacement, which he needs to get done on the black market.
Don't take the bandages off for 12 hours.
If you take him off before then, you'll go blind.
During his recovery, John dreams or remembers the day his son died. We see him get a baptism in a swimming pool to come up and find his son is gone. Officers track down John before he's allowed to expose his new eyes, using digital scanning devices called spiders. John then has a bathtub baptism, temporarily blind in icy waters. When he comes up, he has no choice but to uncover his new eyes for a scan.
We got an ID. It's not him.
John has also been given a device that will temporarily alter his face, so he can get into the precinct and not be identified. I don't know if I will mention this again at the end, but this seems like technology that isn't too far off for the general public, and I'm almost certain has been used by celebrities and elites for decades.
He's inside. Got some kind of mask on.
When Danny and the team close in, John grabs precog Agatha and flushes them both out of her holding tank. This is John's 3rd baptism.
You don't understand. They're a hive mind.
Oh, they're a hive mind. And Agatha is the queen bee. John still wants to recover Agatha's vision of the murder he's meant to commit, and he needs tech to do it. He visits Rufus, who operates a virtual reality cafe.
Reading my mind right now?
So Rufus hacks into Agatha's mind, and John doesn't see anything he hasn't already seen before. But he does see the original minority report that changed everything for him and sent him down the rabbit hole. John's former team find him again, but Agatha's abilities help him escape.
Anybody got an ID?
They end up at a hotel, and John finds the man he's meant to kill. John enters the stranger's room with no idea why he would commit premeditated murder. If not for Agatha's prevision, John wouldn't even be here, let alone plan to kill, until he finds dozens of pictures of children, including John's precious son.
Every day, for the last 6 years, I've thought about only two things. The first is what my son would look like if he were alive today. The second is what I would do to the man who took him.
The kidnapper and alleged child killer, Leo Crow, comes in and John loses it. Leo confesses everything to the bereaved father and apologizes for the harm he's caused, but it's too late. Time ticks down, and John doesn't shoot, as Agatha saw.
If you don't go through with this, my family gets nothing. Okay? You're supposed to kill me. You said you would.
Now here's a twist. John really was set up all along to kill a man who never even laid eyes on Sean, or any of the children in the pictures.
Doesn't make sense. If you were a child killer, you took these pictures. Would you leave them out in the bed for anyone to find?
Danny knows John was set up, so he brings in Lamar. They go back to the first Minority Report, the murder of a woman named Anne Lively, which seems to be the key to revealing the traitor in pre-crime.
Of course, it would have to be someone with access to the previsions in the first place. Someone fairly high up.
And who is higher than the top cop? Indeed, Lamar is the real killer. He killed Anne Lively. He set John up to kill Leo Crow. And now he's killed Danny for getting too close. Everyone still trusts Lamar, and why wouldn't they? And this includes John's ex-wife, Laura.
Why would they set you up?
In Laura's beach home, Agatha sees visions of Sean growing up in the family who love him.
There was so much love in this house.
Officers then show up at Laura's house and finally take John into custody for the murders of Leo Crow and Danny Whitwer. Agatha is returned to the temple and her important work of pre-seeing murders. Still, no one suspects Lamar, and we get mirror symbolism with him when Laura visits him.
I thought you were retiring.
Well, I was.
Lamar gives himself away to Laura, but he's too big to fail. He most definitely will not be brought down by this grieving ex-wife of his former top cop.
I'd like a word with my husband.
You're not authorized.
Of course, Lamar's mission is to launch pre-crime across the country, and has shown he's more than willing to get rid of anyone who stands in his way.
You created a world without murder.
Out of containment, John confronts Lamar over the phone with the truth that Anne Lively is Agatha's birth mother. She was a former addict who cleaned up and wanted her gifted daughter back. But without Agatha, there is no pre-crime. And without pre-crime, Lamar can't take it national.
So now you had to get rid of Anne Lively. You had to shut her up, which presented a problem.
Suddenly, the precogs foresee Lamar's crime of passion against John. John confronts Lamar in person with the phallic Washington Monument behind him. Lamar's choices are to kill John to prove pre-crime works, or don't kill him and lose the national campaign. Either way, Lamar loses everything, so he shoots himself instead, with a golden bullet.
In 2054, the 6-year pre-crime experiment was abandoned.
As the movie ends, we see John and Laura together again, expecting a new baby soon. The two are in a frequently used dual black and white, bathed in a blue hue. Conversely, the three precogs are free, living together in isolation, bathed in a yellow hue.
A place where they could live out their lives in peace.
The final image is the peaceful, remote waterfront cabin housing the prophetic Trinity, and the antiseptic yellow sun shining over the water. If you're an elder millennial like me, or a Gen Xer, you know how quickly technology advances. We grew up with an analog childhood, but were launched into an ever-evolving digital adulthood. Even when this movie was released in 2002, it seemed so advanced, like we would never see that kind of technology in our lifetime. And even though movies and television were predicting this kind of future, we imagined it was more fiction than science. So where does technology come from? Is it merely advancing innovation from the minds of the brilliant and gifted among us? Is it, as they like to persist, for our good, our safety, our comfort? Minority Report showed us quite a lot of technology, including self-driving cars on automated roadways, retinal scanning and constant tracking, targeted and personalized advertising, facial disfiguration, and most of all, crime prediction. Some of these things we've seen already, and some we have yet to see. Though I do find it fascinating that no movie has yet to predict the rise of social media and its importance on the culture. Minority Report also showed all kinds of duality, twins, and references to Freemasonry. There was black and white throughout, blue and yellow for sun and moon, the twin precogs, and 33. And I think they want us to think that Freemasons or other secret societies are the entities behind technology.
So it's like a secret society. That's one way of looking at it.
But it goes much deeper into history than just the secret societies. It actually goes back to Babel in Genesis. It doesn't explicitly say it in the text, but it can be inferred that the technology used to build the Tower of Babel came from the Watcher Angels who wanted to wed and bed the daughters of men. The angelic technology was kind of a bargaining chip used to get what they wanted, and it never ended. Yahuwah's ways are slow and methodical, and the enemy's ways are quick and distracting. The way most technology goes these days resemble quick and distracting more than slow and methodical. And before I end this one, I have to point out the importance of the number 6 in the movie. Sean was 6 years old when he died. Pre-crime ran for 6 years, which was 6 years since Sean died. I actually lost count how many times they mention the number 6. Now, 6 is the number of a man, as man was created on the 6th day. But we often associate 666 with the enemy, the mark of the beast, and all kinds of evil. But when it comes to the symbolism here, it just affirms to me where the technology really comes from the fallen angels given to man. So that's enough for this one. Thank you for enduring to the end. Give the video a thumbs up if you agree and a thumbs down if you disagree. Remember, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up. Remember at the beginning when I mentioned the involvement of Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise? That's not a mistake. They are part of the elites, tops of their secret societies, allegedly, and have had massive influence in the industry and in the world. The message here is intentional, and we don't want to miss it.
Sometimes, in order to see the light, you have to risk the dark.